Hello everyone, and welcome back to Next Coin Hub. I hope you're all doing well today, no matter where you are in this world. In this video, we're going to dive deep into what's happening with XRP, the overall crypto market, and what the months ahead could look like. There's a lot of excitement, speculation, and actual developments that are pushing this space forward, so let's break it all down. XRP has been holding strong recently, sitting at around 308. Earlier in the day, the price dipped below $3 after the Federal Reserve announced an interest rate cut of 0.25 basis points. Some people had believed that cut was already priced into the market, but the volatility that followed proved otherwise. During the Fed's announcement, XRP briefly dipped, then recovered quickly, setting a higher low and pushing back into the green. That rebound has many traders asking the same question: will this upward movement continue? The signs suggest there's a good chance it will, especially when we look at how Bitcoin has also surged back above $116,000. The Federal Reserve was expected to deliver a bigger rate cut, 0.50 basis points instead of 0.25. But the expectation now is that more cuts are coming throughout the rest of this year. Analysts are pointing to October, November, and December as likely months for additional cuts. That means more liquidity in the markets, and traditionally, looser monetary policy has been bullish for crypto. This is exactly why many people believe the next few months could be very strong for XRP and the broader crypto market. At the same time, altcoin season is on the horizon. According to the Alt Season Index on CoinMarketCap, we're currently sitting at a reading of 71. Once we push above 75, it will officially be considered alt season. That means we're getting very close to a period where altcoins like XRP could see massive inflows, and historically, but it doesn't stop there. CME Group, one of the biggest names in financial markets, has announced plans to launch XRP and Solana futures options on October 13, 2025, pending approval. This could be another game changer because it allows sophisticated investors to hedge and speculate on XRP in ways they couldn't before. And all of this is happening just weeks before more ETFs are expected to go live. That means October could be a month of massive positioning, as institutions and traders alike scramble to secure their stakes in XRP before the next wave of products and approvals roll out. Some analysts are predicting steady upward movement for XRP throughout October, while others suggest we may see a sharp dip, followed by a huge reversal leading into the ETF launches. Markets are notoriously hard to predict, and we've seen plenty of unexpected twists in the past. Whenever something looked bullish, some external event would derail the momentum. Still, this time feels different because regulatory momentum is shifting. The SEC has recently approved generic ETF listing standards, which clears the path for digital asset ETFs to go live without requiring case-by-case approvals. That's a massive step forward and could significantly speed up the timeline for new ETFs to hit the market. If more XRP ETFs launch sooner than expected, we'll get a much clearer picture of just how much institutional money is waiting on the sidelines. Even the Rex Osprey ETF alone could give us valuable insight into the appetite for XRP among investors. If the inflows are significant, it sets the tone for every other XRP ETF that follows. Meanwhile, mainstream media is picking up on the XRP story as well. The Nasdaq recently published an article questioning whether XRP could be the next Bitcoin and asking if now is the right time to invest $1,000 into XRP. Their argument is that it's still not too. The conversation about XRP hitting $1,000 is resurfacing as well. Pantera Capital and other major voices in the crypto world have argued that if Ripple were to replace Swift, XRP could realistically hit that four-figure mark. Even Uphold has been engaging the community with posts asking what people would do if XRP suddenly reached $1,000. These aren't just wild speculations anymore. They're subtle suggestions that the industry sees this as a real possibility. The path to $100 per XRP starts with institutions quietly accumulating and reducing available supply. Once demand accelerates, especially through real-world settlement and liquidity use cases, the price can surge to triple digits. From there, moving toward $1,000 requires full-scale integration into the global financial system. At that stage, XRP stops being a speculative asset and becomes the backbone of digital collateral and settlement worldwide. Banks, stablecoins, and tokenized assets would rely on it, driving exponential growth in both usage and value. Eventually reaching $10,000 per XRP could come down to the asset absorbing global liquidity on a massive scale. Some chart analysts believe $100 XRP isn't just possible, but likely in the near term, especially with the upcoming ETFs and institutional adoption. Ripple's CTO, David Schwartz, has even given a timeline of 12 to 24 months for full-scale adoption. Considering that was said around 7 or 8 months ago, we could be closer than ever to seeing it happen. Ripple is also pushing forward with RLUSD, their new stablecoin, which serves as a door opener for XRP. By encouraging merchants to adopt RLUSD, Ripple is paving the way for XRP to be seamlessly integrated into payment rails. This could accelerate adoption even further and set the stage for a higher valuation. Looking further ahead into 2026, the outlook remains bullish. Regulatory clarity Washington is expected to take shape. ISO adoption will gain traction, and ETF inflows will continue. Institutional adoption is projected to rise steadily throughout 2026, creating conditions for one of the biggest runs in XRP's history. This could mark the transition from a speculative market to a true utility-driven market. Some analysts, such as Sistine Research, have set targets between $33 and $50 for XRP by the end of 2025. Others argue that these targets are too conservative, suggesting $77 to $100 is more realistic based on current patterns. Some even go beyond that, saying the potential is far greater. Combine ETF inflows with alt season, and XRP could easily surpass those conservative price targets. The launch of the Rex Osprey ETF today is especially important because it gives us a preview of what's to come. If inflows are strong, it sets the tone for all the other ETFs expected to launch soon. Predictions for this year and beyond will likely be revised once we see those numbers. At the end of the day, XRP represents one of the most exciting opportunities in the entire crypto space. The combination of regulatory progress, institutional adoption, utility, and real-world use cases makes it stand apart from other assets. Whether it's $50, $100, $1,000, or even more, the trajectory looks extremely bullish. So stay patient, stay positive, and remember that the long-term outlook is what matters most. This journey isn't about day-to-day price swings. It's about where XRP is heading as it becomes an integral part of the global financial system. With that said, I want to thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you here at Next Coin Hub. Keep your eyes on the market, stay informed, and let's ride this journey together. Until next time, have a great night.